I don't think I'm British in that.
Yeah. You don't think you're British?
I am British. My passport's British, but my identity will be Indian British, not pure British.
Alright, so when it comes to the whole British thing, I just think of like...
I thought of blue skies and the England flag, and how do you say it?
Patriotism.
Yeah. And then I just think of white people, then that makes me think of school, and then that kind of weirdness.
Traditional, like white, like I know this is a big stereotype, but like like crumpets and tea and all that stuff, and then the whole Britannia, rule Britannia, the flag and everything.
The funny thing is, my mum classes herself as British in it because she was born and raised. Well, she wasn't born here, but she was basically raised here. It's just a funny thing. Like when I look at my mum, I'm like, you are literally a born and bred Leicester girl. Do you know what I mean?
I am British.
But I look at my dad, and if anything, he's just happy that he's come into a country that's accepted him. He has no association with it. We were watching Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham the other day, right? And there's that scene where the kid sings the national anthem in it. My dad cries at it all the time.
This one's for you, Mom. Jana Gana Mana Adinayak Jaya Hai Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jalati Taranga.
Not proud to see the British flag.
Are you proud to see the India flag?
Yes.
Do you know the national anthem for Britain?
No.
Do you know the national anthem for India?
Yes.
J-Ho? What do you see?
It's white people, and
Britishness.
yes, Britishness. Yes, white people.
It's kind of like I see my dad's upbringing, and it felt so real, and I can never empathize with that because he must have loved the way he grew up being a proud Indian, and I could never say I was a proud British person, which is really upsetting when I reflect on it.
Afnalagi, what does Britishness mean?
আমি তো লং টাইম ধরে না থাকলাম রানি দ্যাটস ওয়াই আমার কিছু কোনটা ফিল হয় না নাথিং
I thought of school because everyone was white in it, and I don't know why Britishness just made me associate me being a brown girl in this white all girls school. So I don't know, growing up in this really cultural city, but then just being brought up by white people, if that makes sense.
If I said I'm from somewhere, people say, they're from England, so they're British, because we're born here. But I would just say I'm from Leicester. I just identify with just Leicester. I don't identify with Britain, I promise.
Do you feel British? I've no issue.
No, never.
No?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt proud to be British?
No, I'm proud to be Indian, obviously.
Why? You've been here for so long, so why not?
I don't feel comfortable.
Do you feel British?
Not really.
Even though you know you are British, on your passport?
Yes, not really.
People ask, oh, where are you from? Are you British? But they would say, are you British or where are you from? So I would say, oh, my birthplace is Mombasa, Kenya, but I was brought up here.
Oh, nah, you know what, yeah. Maybe I just don't word it as British, being British or whatever, but from the UK. Especially about music, yeah. The UK is popping because of music. Yeah, obviously, I feel like, yo, I'm from here. Everywhere, that's music, innit? But maybe that's about it.
I used to go Hillworth College. I used to go White's for training, sewing training. My White's supervisor she was so old, English lady, but she loved me. Why I have to hate it? She used to love me. I like her as well. I'm not feeling like British, but I'm normal person. I never think so. I'm British, but I'm normal person. I am. I'm not feeling like anything. British, non-British, nothing.
What did Britishness mean to you in the past? Maybe when you're younger or...
Looking back then,
I think I loved it more when I was little. It meant something more. Ooh, I thought of acceptance straight away. having one white person in my whole primary school year, and then I just moved to this back then to these ends that I've never seen. It was literally, I was just like, I live in High Falls. I just didn't see anyone who looked like me, and then you ease your way into acceptance in it, and then that's what I thought being British is, I guess. And you're kind of a little kid, but I felt like I was a proper different person. I'd wake up at 7 o'clock to go to this school that's bare far away, but I'd come home to a whole different world and area, and my parents expected me to still be the same kind of person, but I've been exposed to so much and by different people. Yeah, you're like 12 years old and you already know where you stand.
Do you ever feel like you don't fit in with Britishness?
Yes.
Why do you feel like you don't fit in? Because you know you're British.
Brown skin and white skin, color different and color different, always make different.
Do you ever feel like you don't fit into the idea of Britishness?
Not really. I do fit in. Well, I think I am proud to be British because when you look at it, over the years, 50 odd years I've been here, I don't know what Kenya looks like. I've never been there or that. So I would class as I'm British, and I am proud to be British.
When I say to you, where are you from?
I came from Bangladesh.
That's it.
That's it.
Bangladesh থেকে আপনি?
I don't know. That thing, I don't know. That I'm going to answer. I don't know.
So তোমার identity কোনটা কি? বাংলাদেশ থেকে Britain থেকে?
I think so. 23 years continuum here. I never went. So maybe, I don't know. I'm going to answer. I don't promise to you. I don't know. Like your own country, like own everything. Ita mind right now. I'm so British proud feel.
If England and Bangladesh were playing cricket, who would you support?
Obviously England.
Not Bangladesh.
No, it's not possible because I live there. Where is your country? Then you have to support them.
See, I think you are proud.
I don't know.
I'd support Bangladesh.
No, I'm not never going to be support because I live in here because that's my everything. I have to support them.
If I said, where's your home?
I would say my home is England.
And Bashi, where are you from? What would you say?
I'm from England, but my birthplace is Mombasa, Kenya.
To give that as a justification.
You have to.
Why?
It's
Why
always.
is that necessary?
I think that always is nowadays. It's a label. It's labelled everywhere where you go. It is a label. I think so. In all questionnaires, you do get that question.
Have you ever aligned with your interpretation of Britishness?
No, never. Nah, man, I don't go to the pub, man. I don't even drink tea. Look at my skin colour, mine's brown. I told you, I don't think I'm from Britain, man. Well, not Britain, but I don't think I'm like, British, that, man. Only when I have a passport. That's it.
So do you associate Britishness with Englishness?
Yeah. I think so.
Because you ain't English, you ain't British. Is that where your head's at?
Basically, yeah. I don't really feel like this is messed up, yeah. But I don't really feel like yeah. It's not my country, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? And plus, I think many people have that. Well, mom's born in Bangladesh, and then I'm born here. But I don't feel like I belong in Bangladesh, or I don't belong in this country. I just feel like I belong in this city.
What if, I say, oh, but me and Nyla are proper British? Do you agree?
Not really. No, not agree. No, I know you're born British, but your parents is Indian, Bangladesh, yours.
We were saying like, oh, it's harder for us because sometimes we feel like, oh, we're too British. Sometimes we're too Asian. We should be in the middle. To be like, okay, yeah, some British, some Asian. But sometimes it's hard because it doesn't feel like that. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm too brown. Sometimes I feel like I'm not brown enough. For white people, I'm too brown. For my people, I'm too white. So everything we have is mixed. But then when we want to be like completely accepted in our own culture, because we were born here, it's not the same.
It's like India where my cousins in India will never say I'm Indian because
British.
yeah, London where we're never Indian to them. But over here, we're not London where we're not England. That whole thing of, well, who am I if I'm not Indian
I'm not
British, then who am I?
What if I said to you, me and Nyla have always struggled with our understanding of Britishness, even though we haven't always spoken about it. So Nyla might not have had a proper conversation with you, and like I've never had a proper conversation with my mum about it, because my mum always thought that I don't see why you'd struggle with your identity, because it's quite easy. You're Bengali and you were born here. But what if I was to say to you that we don't feel like we're accepted as British people? We don't feel British enough. We're trying to be in the middle, but it's...
I think you will always struggle in that. You will, because nowadays society on that. I think you will, because colour-wise and that depends what sort of support you get. It's sort of like balance. You have to balance it, because you're British. You might get nice support because of your nationality. Sometimes you might not get that support because you're an Indian. Well, I don't think why you lot should fit in, because you should. If someone asks where's your birthplace, England, so you should fit in. I don't think why they should class.
It's not British.
Yeah, not as British. You get them questions asked. You do get confused. So it's like half you're Indian British and half you're British. You always will identity that.
See, when I was a kid, I was trying so hard to be British because I didn't want to be Indian. When I sit with my parents now and I'm just like, I bloody love being Indian, and to just take the Britishness out of me, I don't really care.
তুমি মশলা দাও বিসমিল্লাহিররহমানিররহিম দিয়ে দাও না 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 আরো তো এটা
It doesn't bring anything to me, and I reflect back on it, it made me feel shit, so...
Does it weird you out that I'm so like, yeah, I'm British and yeah, I'm so in touch with it?
Yeah.
I love it.
100%. Even when your mum goes on about when you go on about how much you love the Queen.
Yeah, she is very nice. She's lovely, wonderful lady. I love her as well. She is gorgeous.
And we love Princess Diana.
Yeah, I saw her real life. She's really pretty. How gonna we watch the TV? Her figure, she's pretty. Real life, she's exactly like her.
When did you see her?
I saw Kikli. I used to train the waiters, sewing training, and I told you the lady, my supervisor, she took us, all of them. It was so raining outside. We stand up, we want to see, and it was so cold and raining. Then we back, and my supervisor, she make for me tea, and I was so feeling good.
I bloody hate it, because I don't get it. Don't get the Queen anyway, but yeah, I don't get it. Probably because you align yourself with what I look at, and I'm like, oh, see you thrive in that element, yeah. You bloody love it, do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, sometimes I just have to take a bit of a step back, because I'm like, this ain't me. I love being British because I always say we are so lucky, but I can't say I'm so lucky. I'm lucky because of my parents.
You know, a lot of times people say, "Oh, you're like the most British person I know."
I don't even doubt that, yeah. But it's kind of like you're the most British Asian person I know. That's the ultimate. I need to. Do you know what I mean? I need to reread that. You're the most British Asian person I know, and it's because you pride yourself in being British as an Asian. But yes, automatically, my idea, think of British and white people in it.
Do you think it's bollocks, this idea of Britishness and this idea of like needing to be almost self-assured in your national identity?
I think it's shit. Because as much as like I really love living in this country, yeah, I don't want to use the word lucky. I genuinely love it. Again, Leicester in it like home. But what even is it to be British? No, is anyone really British? Like, this whole country is bare diverse and all of that. But I just think of British as like, I don't know. Again, white people, but it's kind of like, no, but I'm British as well, so why do I feel like I'm not accepted? So unless they need to make a new word that just feels more accepting, because right now I don't really feel included.
Do you have any advice or anything to say to anyone struggling with this sense of identity?
Literally, wow, that was my life.
Maybe your past self, or maybe me.
Just pull through, do what you're doing already. Literally, if I could tell my past self, it doesn't matter. So when I think of it, it's just like, it's really not that deep, because those people just are so, they're gonna end up being irrelevant, yeah? So it's all calm.
It's like, wherever I went, I think I've always kind of not belonged, but like, I'm always calm wherever. I think, maybe it's just the term, man. Because the whole term being British, whereas I'm more identified with that, UK, so for music, UK music, we don't say British music, we say UK music.
You don't have the term Britishness? Or British?
Nah, British, nah, man.
I feel like more time I fit into most of it, and that's because it's my understanding, and I've become very comfortable with my understanding of it. There's like little things I'm proud of, like our football, like...
Daily ding, daily dong, daily ding, daily dong. Champione, champione, ole ole.
even though I don't watch football. I'm proud of it. When England play in the World Cup, I back England.
Mm.
So there's little things like that, like you're saying you're not British, but then you back England.
Yeah, I get you.
We're still gonna back where we're from because we're from here.
Mm.
It's just unfortunate that you feel like the image of Britishness is a single white man, and it can't be me or it can't be you.
No.
Whereas in my head, it is me.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. When I say Britishness, I don't see it as like all the little southern, I don't know, little towns and stuff where it's just white people. And when you say Britishness, it's like massive pot of like fusions.
Oh, brave! You're a brave thinker, man.
What's the thing that I like resemble Britishness?
Yeah, it's just obviously, yeah. If that's what you think, that's what you think. Innit? I'll say it, innit? Like that.